Hi everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. This is the 2024 Honda CR-V all-wheel drive sport touring. And for those who might say, that's not really a 2024, and believe me, it does happen. Well, you should be able to see clearly on the screen, right here on the label, it does indeed say 2024. Yes, I know from experience that there are people out there who will actually question whether it's a 24 or not. And ultimately, it really wouldn't matter anyway if it was a 23 or a 24. It's basically going to be the same vehicle, as there is one change, or one addition I should say, for the 2024 model year, and that is the addition of the Hybrid Sport L trim level. And as soon as Holmes Honda has one in stock here in inventory, I will show it to you. There's just a few additional features. This is the Sport Touring. And we're going to answer the question today, does it have the right features for the right price? Fully redesigned for 2023, you can go non-hybrid or you can go hybrid, depending on what your situation is. But let's dive into what this particular model offers. The exterior color on this model is going to be platinum white. It will have a black interior and LED lighting everywhere you look. LED from the headlights to the taillights to the daytime running lights. And you notice a little bit of a flickering effect there. I apologize for those of you who watch me regularly. But for those who don't, I like to explain that. That flickering effect is not something you can actually make happen. It has to do with the shutter speed of this GoPro. It's a common problem with GoPros, just in case you are curious. And obviously a little bit more of a wide looking stance. Everything looks a little lower to the ground. Things are a little wider. The headlights, the grille, all of that stuff is here. You've got some gloss black in a few different places. If you like gloss black, you'll have that here with the grille, the nice prominent Honda logo. And we're going to have the active air curtains here that allow air to flow through the front end. Very tastefully done, not too big, not too small. They're not overdone, we'll say. And safety-wise, Honda Sensing is here. That's going to be adaptive cruise control, road departure mitigation braking, lane keeping assist. You're going to have all of those great features here. And another thing that you will have here that I know a lot of you will like, right there, it's going to be the blind spot monitoring in the power adjustable, heated and manually folding side view mirrors with the gloss black mirror caps. Turn signal indicators are built in. And like I said earlier, this is an all-wheel drive model, so let's talk a little bit about tire and wheel size. Quite a bit of rubber on the ground. 235 will be the width. We're going to have a 55 series sidewall wrapped around a 19-inch wheel. And the good thing about that sidewall size, among other features that this model has, is that it gives it a nice, comfortable ride quality. And we're going to have the remote right here. It does have remote start. That should make a lot of you very happy. You will have the roof rails and the tinted windows. Now, there was additional tint added to these windows by Holmes Honda here. So if you're curious about that, no, that isn't factory tint. We'll also have LED tail lights here. And as you can see by the sticker right here, you have instructions on how to use the hands-free power tailgate. You just swipe, or you can actually kick your foot under the bumper, kind of a kicking motion like that if you wanted to. I do want to show you something real quick here about the power tailgate. You'll notice that it's kind of high up there. Depending on your situation, if you need to lower it, well, here's how you do it. You're going to bring it down to where you want it to be, or move it up to where you want it to be for that matter. And here it says hold to adjust height. So all you're going to do is hold the button down and listen for the beeps. That's what you're listening for. Now we'll push the button and you'll see that it goes back up when I reopen it here in just a second to where I just set it. In fact, I'll use the kicking motion right there so that you can see that that works just as well as swiping your foot underneath. And that is how you change the height of the power tailgate. And if you've been wondering, should you go full EV or go hybrid? Well, while this is not a plug-in hybrid, here's the big advantage between the two. You have a combination of the 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder and the hybrid electric system, dual motor. That's going to do something for you that helps a lot. 204 horsepower, 247 pounds-feet of torque, quite a bit there. That's going to be good. Allows you to get down the road with no problems and have solid gas mileage numbers. But here's the advantage. charge capacity is of no consequence ultimately, because you have the gas motor to run off of when the charge capacity is not where it should be to run basically with the electric combination. What about MPGs? Let's talk a little bit about that. 40 city, 34 highway, 37 combined, and 2.7 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. Now, for those who might say, well, wait a second, the highway and the city MPGs are kind of flip-flopped from what you normally see. That's because on the highway, you will pretty much use primarily the gas engine. So the numbers will be down a little bit for that purpose. When you're driving around in the city, you'll be more likely to use the electric end of things more often than you would otherwise. You can tow up to 1,000 pounds with the hybrid version of the CR-V, and you're looking at 39.3 up to 76.5 cubic feet of cargo capacity. You do have a good bit of space here. Now, you won't be able to do anything with the floor here as you can with the non-hybrid version, but just to show you what's under here. Now, you do have a tire repair kit. There is no spare tire with this particular model. It's just part of the information that you need to know about what is and is not here. You do have cargo lighting here in the rear area and a 12-volt power outlet. And if you would like to maximize cargo capacity, here is how you do that. We're going to put that side down, and because sometimes people want to see both sides, even though, well, you can pretty much use your imagination, but I'll show you what it looks like with both sides maximized. That's what it looks like, no big deal. And the seat belt right here that's still in place, you can release that if you need to, so don't worry about that. Very simple to use. You do have a lot of cargo space as well as space for driver and passengers. Let's see what the passengers in the rear seating area are going to find. Comfortable armrests. It's better to put your arm up there instead of poking it like this. It doesn't feel as comfortable when you do that, but when you put your arm up there, not too bad. I like the nice contrast stitching. The door bins offer quite a bit of space. And the good thing about the back seat area, you can do this in the front seat as well, but you can recline one or both sides. You will have the fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in. I like the way Honda has designed this because you can have two drinks right here and still use the armrest portion of what folds down right here. So that's a good thing. That isn't always the case depending on where the cup holders are positioned. And then we'll have the dual air conditioning vents here on the rear of the center console, as well as USB ports. I would like to see a third USB port added simply because you can seat 3 people back here, so why not have 3 USB ports? And then the conventional size sunroof continues to be the standard feature as far as sunroofs go for the CR-V for 2024. How many of you would like to see either a panoramic sunroof or maybe no sunroof at all? Everybody has their preferences. Tell me what yours is. And speaking of preferences, if you want a little bit larger door bin, better call Shotgun or maybe even grab the remote and drive the CR-V, because the door bin for the front seat, or the front doors, I should say, are a little bit larger, as well as the armrest, a little larger door, so obviously that's going to be the case. Power seats here on this trim level for the driver and the passenger. We'll see that we have a little bit of gloss black here that works its way off the door panel onto the dashboard. Tastefully done, not really in a bad place in my personal opinion, so you don't have to worry so much about fingerprinting issues. And you have plenty of space within the glove box right here. And right here, what exactly is in this bag? Well, if you needed to change a tire, you could use this as the wheel lock key. That is the wheel lock. Those are special locks that Honda has put on the wheels, or Holmes Honda, I should say, to make it harder for someone to steal them. And by the way, one thing I do want to point out about this is that, I don't know if I can do this one-handed or not, we're going to find out, but here's what the wheel lock key looks like. That's just inserted into the tire iron, and that takes that lug nut off. That's the wheel lock. But the advantage to that, if you're curious, is nobody can just go buy a standard wheel lock key off of eBay or Amazon or anywhere else. Those are custom made for your vehicle. So a little bit of added peace of mind. And we're going to have a 12-volt power outlet, a couple of USB options there, and wireless charging For those who don't like push-button shifters, guess what? You don't have one. You have the conventional style here. That's a good thing. Your drive mode selector, hill start assist, power parking brake, and brake hold mode, as well as your cup holders. A little bit of space in front of the center console, and I like the fact that you can raise and lower the height of the seats here, so you can actually lower the seat and take advantage of using the center console lid as an armrest. That's a good thing. It's not too high, but it's not too low, so you can kind of make up for that depending on your situation. And as you can see, you have the tray that can be put in a couple of different places. It can be left out. A lot of space within the center console. And then right up here on the upper console, here's how you're going to control the functionality of the tilt and sliding sunroof up there. The sunglass holder is here as well. We'll also have the vanity mirror so I can wave and say hi to everybody. There's the vanity mirror with the light. And if the sun is on the side of the vehicle, how far back will this go? Most likely far enough to block the sun out completely. And if the driver wants to exercise that 204 horsepower and 247 pounds-feet of torque, guess what? There's the oh crap handle to do that. And if you are watching this video, most likely you're going to be sitting in the driver's seat most of the time, if not all the time, so you're going to want to know more about what you'll find from the driver's seat than anywhere else in the vehicle. And most likely, I don't need to tell you too much about what is here as far as the controls go for adjusting the power side view mirrors and controlling the windows and all that good stuff. But you will find two settings for seat memory here on the driver's side. You can also turn traction control on and off right here, as well as open or close the power tailgate. The lever right here, you can drop that and adjust the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. And as strange as it seems to say this right now, I'll say it because it's here, but there is a heated steering wheel here. We don't need that right now because, well, I think it's going to be 103 degrees today. Just wonderful times here in Northwest Louisiana. I guess you can call it the Louisiana weight loss plan because it's hot. We'll take a look at the digital dash, a very nice setup. And you can hit the home button right here to go in and see quite a few different features about the vehicle. Depending on what you want to know or what you want to see, you can obviously go through and get that information depending on what you're after. Very simple to do. All I'm doing is scrolling through with the wheel right here. And to select something, you just push down on the wheel right there, and there you go. You'll also have what appear to be shifter paddles right here. Those are regenerative braking paddles, is really what I would call them, because that's what you're adjusting when you use them. So what is regenerative braking? It's basically using kinetic energy to keep the battery charged within the vehicle. That's a good thing to have. So here we go with the functionality for the front and rear window wipers and the headlights, as well as something known as blinkers or turn signals. Some of you are probably saying, what in the world is a blinker or a turn signal? I drive around you all the time, so I know you're not sure what it is. Yes, it's okay to laugh, especially for those of us who do know what that feature is. And the 9-inch screen, nothing new for 2024, but I like it. I like its 90-degree vertical position because you reduce glare. The technology here is very easy to use. You have a little section right here where you can keep your fingers and make it easier to navigate your way around. You do have built-in navigation, but you also have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility, so you could connect your phone and use whatever app you want to for that. In fact, I've done that with Apple CarPlay right here, as you can see, just to show you what's on the screen and how that works. You can also go to your power flow information, the power flow meter that's going to let you know what's going on with the vehicle, how far you can drive. MPGs, well, we haven't driven enough to know yet. We'll find out later on the test drive, and then we'll just go over here. Vehicle settings. I do like Honda's design here with the graphics. Very nice, very modern looking, makes it very easy to find whatever it is you're looking for. And when I go into reverse, we're going to have the multi-view rear view camera. And while there's only 3 views, it definitely does the job. It's nothing new, but it is nice and clear. And then dual zone climate control. The only thing that isn't here would be ventilated seats. I would love to have that. Right now, not too bad outside. It's not as hot as it's going to be later on, but it's still pretty warm. Yes, that's right. There's the time, 8:04 p.m., or excuse me, a.m., and 82 degrees at 8:04 a.m. Let me get that right. The heat's getting to me already. I'm already making mistakes, right? It's 8:04, well, 8:05 a.m. If it was p.m., well, it'd be probably over 100 degrees. And for those of you who stuck around to this point in the video, I apologize. I didn't show you the driving modes yet. So here's what they are. We're going to have normal. I'll show you the graphics that go with everything. We're going to have econ mode. We move on to snow mode, and that's the last one in that direction, but we go all the way up. We find the final driving mode, sport mode. And there's the graphic that goes with sport mode. So as those of you who are saying, why didn't you show us the driving modes? If you said something about that in the comments, that means you didn't make it to this point in the video. Okay, we're out on the road for our test drive with the CR-V Hybrid. And one of my favorite features here, we talked a little bit about this earlier, is the fact that you have such a smooth ride quality, a nice interior space. There's plenty of room here, a very well adjustable driver's seat and passenger right here in the front. The only thing that I wish was here that is not would be ventilated seats. But other than that, not a big deal. You have a really, not only comfortable ride quality, but really solid handling characteristics, a nice tight turning radius. And when you balance out the nice amount of space for driver and passengers with the cargo capacity and very easy to use technology, easy to learn as well. Maybe you never had anything like this before and you're really nervous about having to learn to use it, or just having it here and thinking, oh, I'll never use all that. I promise if you buy one of these CR-Vs, whether it comes with the 9-inch screen or the 7-inch that's available on other trim levels, they're very easy to use. And once you learn them, you'll say, wow, I didn't think this was going to be as easy as it is. So a lot of benefits here. You do have blind spot monitoring. Not that this model is terribly difficult to see out of. It isn't. But having blind spot monitoring in your side view mirrors, well, just an added bonus where that is concerned. Honda's done a very nice job here with these CR-Vs. Personally, I really liked what came with the redesign for 2023, and obviously will work its way here into 2024 with these 24-year models. Quite a bit going for it. But the one question I would like to have you answer for me, what would you like to see Honda add or change with the CR-V that maybe isn't here right now, or maybe is here that you're thinking shouldn't be here? I'm always curious to know what everybody has to say. Okay, I've talked, now it's your turn. Well, maybe to type. Leave a comment, in other words, and tell me what you think. Do you get the right features for the right price with the 2024 version of the Honda CR-V Hybrid Sport Touring? Tell me what your answer is and tell me why you answered the way that you did. I'm always curious to receive your feedback. I have to say a special thanks to my friends here at Holmes Honda for loaning me this CR-V for the day, and a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video and haven't subscribed to the Vehicle Visionary YouTube channel just yet, please consider doing so. And if you would like to learn about other vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing or just learning about, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.